Hey everybody, so since the Mediah patch hit last night, I've had a lot of questions with regards to where you should be looking at taking your gear and what you should be looking at doing next. So what I thought I'd do is I'll put together a quick guide where I go over sort of incremental step ups in your gear and what you should be looking to achieve. Now, a lot of this is my personal preference and it is subject to change depending on what we start to get with the different patches on Xbox. So looking at what we've currently got available and what we've likely got coming in the next couple of patches, things like the boss gear, I just wanted to cover off some of the most cost efficient and easier builds to sort of pull together. So to start with, we're going to look at a really safe build. Providing that you've done your quest chain and that you've got over level 50, this is going to be really easy stuff to get. So to start with, I've put together a 4-piece Grunil set. So this is going to get you sorry, not 4-piece, I take it back, a 3-piece Grunil set. So this is going to get you the plus 5 AP from the 2 set and the plus 150 HP from the 3 set. The reason we're not going to the full 4 set is we want to pick up the dim magical armor from the quest chain. It's a really strong armor piece, and although it can't be enhanced to be any sort of more beneficial at this point in time, once they fix the bug quest in Mediah, we're all going to be able to progress this to the roaring chest piece, which is a huge upgrade. I've also grabbed a Yoria amulet and made that plus 7, which is safe, and again the same with the Helric Talisman. Now the reason we're going with the Helric here is we're looking at picking up sort of as much accuracy as we can. The accessories are the drops from the Calfian region, so you've got the Treants or the Treant Spirits earrings, same again for the rings, again for the neck piece and the belt. Now these drop way too often, but they're a great bunch of accessories to get that are going to require no enhancement and no further investment, and this set combined is going to bring you to 73 AP and 96 DP, which isn't a huge amount. Now that's going to be okay, I guess, for grinding in sort of the Calfian region, but you're going to notice that you're really weak at this point and you want to sort of improve your gear, and the fastest way to do that is to improve your weapon. Now you can keep plussing that up and it's going to run you down some enhancement stones, it's going to cost you quite a few fails, but that's going to be hands down the most important thing. So for example, if you get the Yoria up to plus 15, we're going to hit 105 AP, and that's going to let us move on to the next step reasonably comfortably. So the next build we're going to look at is where we start to push things a little bit further. So this is when we come into the Mediah region, and it's where a lot of people are going to be at the moment. So what we're going to look to do is get the Helric Talisman all the way up to plus 15. Again, this is trying to keep the accuracy nice and high until we can switch out at a later date. We're going to push the Grunil all the way up to plus 15. Now, this set's going to stay with you for quite a while. It's going to be viable for a long time, and the fact that it gives you the option to input more crystals and play around with your stats to try and improve sort of cast speed and attack speed, this is going to be the best sort of route to go at the moment. And what you're going to do then is grind out Mediah and pick up your Abyssal set. So I've done a video on this, you can see this on my channel. It's going to get you a really high sort of AP set with a great set bonus, so you're going to gain 20 accuracy for using the full set. The items do drop off if you've not got the full set, so they're not the greatest overall and they will be replaced later on. But what this is going to allow you to do is once this quest's finished, we're going to be able to pick up the roaring chest piece, which is going to be a huge boost to our DP, take us from 133 right the way up to 193. This is absolutely huge. This is an armor piece that you're going to want to get and you're going to want to keep. The other thing that we're going to do is look to pick up the black Abyssal amulet. So if you've already plus 15 to Yoria, this is only going to be a slight gain. However, if you're still running less than plus 15 or you don't want to plus 15 Yoria, this is definitely going to be your most viable option. Picking up the black Abyssal weapons is going to be a huge boost to your AP as well. However, if you have got a Yoria already and you want to just go ahead and plus 15 that, the difference isn't going to be huge. But it really comes down to personal preference. If you're already at plus 15, don't bother with the Abyssal unless you really want to. If you're not at plus 15 already, it's probably the more cost efficient option. From this armor set, what we're going to look to do now is take big jumps in gear. So the next armor set we've got, this is the same plus 15 Grunil with the Abyssal weapon and the plus 15 Talisman. The next logical step though is to ultimate the gear. So we've now got access to grade 3 armor reform stones and grade 3 weapon reform stones. So what you want to do is get your Grunil through to ultimate for the extra DP. It's just a small incremental step, however it's more cost efficient than if you were to try to start Pry, Duo or Trying your gear. So this is definitely where you want to look to. Again with this build I've got the Black Abyssal amulet showing. If you've got a Uria, that's fine. What I would say though is you probably want to try to ultimate the Uria, and you also want to ultimate the Hellwreck. Or at this point what you can do is switch out to a Jubilee Talisman, plus 15 that for the AP. You do lose some of your accuracy on this, so keep this in mind. If you're going to be switching out your accessories quite soon, then you're going to lose the 20 accuracy from the Asula set as well. It's probably not going to be something that you want to do. So all in all, I'd say stick with the Hellwreck for now. The next step is when we start to switch over to Laverto. So if you can pick up a Laverto off the marketplace, or you can get it from a drop. Now the easiest way to get them from the drops, or I say the easiest, the most likely chance of getting them from a drop is from the Forbidden Book Scrolls. So you get 5 Forbidden Books, combine them in a plus sign shape and go and kill the bosses. Best done in a group for other reasons, but that's one of the easiest ways to get Laverto. They should start to show on the marketplace a lot more. And what you want to do then is get the Laverto to plus 15. This really isn't that cost efficient. If you've got the Abyssal, I'd be umming and ahhing about doing this, depending on when we're going to be getting boss loot into the game, and depending on when Zark is going to be coming into the game. But the main difference between this set is I've kept the Asula on the neck and the Asula on the belt for the time being. You aren't going to have any accuracy from these two items, so be careful with that. What most notable though is the Tri Mark of Shadows and the Tri Witch's Earrings. Now these give an incremental gain on the AP. They also bring back some of your accuracy, so you don't need to worry about dropping the Asula, because you're going to be getting what have we got here? So 8 accuracy on the Witch's Earrings, so 16 accuracy, 32. There you go. So a little bit of dodgy maths there for you, but you're going to get 32 accuracy from these. And this is going to set you up ready for boss gear, which is the next step. And this is going to be the biggest leap, but it's also going to take you a lot of time to get here. So don't expect this to happen overnight. So with boss gear, this is with Beg's gloves, Muskin's boots, and are a replacement for the Roaring armor to the Dim Tree Spirit's armor. The only piece of boss gear we don't have is the helmet. It's pretty much regarded as one of the weakest points. You can get it at a later date, but if you drop one, use it. If you don't, I wouldn't go out of your way to get it. And getting this armor to plus 15 is going to take you a lot of money and a lot of time. What we've also done though is replace the Asula belt finally with Schultz the Gladiator Belt. This is currently available in game, so it's something that you can work on at the moment. And this is at a Pry level, so at Pry it's still given a decent amount of AP. It gives an increase to weight limit, some max stamina, and that accuracy as well. So at this point is where you'd more than definitely drop to a Jubilee Talisman or a replacement. You really wouldn't need the accuracy. You'd be getting it from everywhere else. Things like the gloves as well. You get 40 accuracy from Beg's gloves alone. It's not going to be an issue at all. Icing on the cake is an Ogre ring. If you have enough money, or you're lucky enough to drop these and you get them to Pry or above, the Ogre ring scales massively. This is hands down the best necklace. If you can get your hands on this, then you're set up for a long time. Again though, combining 2 of these to Pry, you're looking at in excess of 200 to 300 million at the moment based off our prices. And as you can imagine, getting it all the way up to pen for that 35 AP is not going to be something that happens overnight. So this is just a rough overview of where I'd be looking at taking my gear. I mean, you can stop and pause based off where you are with your current gear. There is no right or wrong. You kind of work with what you've got at the moment in the game. However, if you are trying to optimize your gear route and trying to make sure that you're not sort of throwing money away, especially while you're throwing armor stones and weapon stones into gear, then it might be worth having a look at this and considering where you want to go next. The Grunil is pretty much a staple here. I wouldn't run the full set at the moment unless you've got that dim chest piece and the roaring chest piece. I've currently got 2-piece heave and 2-piece Grunil. I will be switching out to a third Grunil once I've finished the quest chain, when I'm incredibly lazy and I really can't be bothered questing. If you've got any questions about the gear or where you think you should be going or what you should be doing next, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. And thanks to all the subscribers, the support's been absolutely fantastic. I hope this answers some of the questions with regards to the gear and where you should be looking at taking your gear, especially when it comes to Sorceress. This is definitely something that I refer to quite often, and my route doesn't tend to vary too much when I'm gearing, although there are a couple of things that I'll pick up or drop here or there, depending on how my enhancements go and my accessories. This is pretty much what you're going to be seeing on my character as I'm moving forwards.